Normally I ask.
Ready for the moment.
All right. So let me just quickly move back to the page where you all are. Click. Click. All right. So last we left off, you beat the shit out of a lot of people.
And I died I almost died because I didn't get weird word. Go on.
And I made fun of a bunch of mages that were way more powerful than me, but just failed hard.
Eh.
Did not do well.
So the situation is you've gone essentially this platform isn't the biggest of platforms, but you've gone across it. It seems like you've seen most of the battles that are going on this platform. What do you plan to do next?
We should probably find a place to rest and tend to our wounds.
And last time you said we had enough time for an 8-hour rest and still have an hour of turning.
If we could find a safe place.
Yep. And well, the notes is one second. All right. So yes, looking at my notes, yeah, because one of the rules of the Warzone is any place that you're in is so long as you're subject to competition, you cannot close the door. You can hide in it. You can set something up to keep you concealed. However, you can't close the door.
Minor illusion. The door is closed.
Anyone?
That would be great for 1 minute of the 8 hours.
They're
It's a
tiny hut.
cantrip bow.
Tiny hut spell.
I want to say Tiny Hut is 4th level?
It's like first, second, I think.
No, Lehman's Tiny
No,
Hut
no,
is
it's not.
3rd level. Or 4th. One of the two.
Okay.
I think third then.
Yep, lasts 8
It's not
hours,
that-
takes a minute a minute to cast.
Yeah, it's 3rd level, but it's Bard or Wizard, and I don't think we have either of those. If you all wish to rest for an extended period of time, I can keep watch, but I've never had an eye for for spotting those of the sneakier persuasions.
As long as we're not going to sleep, we should be able to stay up and just keep watch.
Sleep is for
Short
lesser
rest.
beings.
What about? Isn't the magic shop right here?
In this area, yep.
Let's ask them if we can sleep in the storeroom for 8 hours.
All these buildings are now vacant.
So we just wouldn't be able to close the doors.
You can close the doors inside of the building, but just not the front door. Like, all exterior
Okay.
doors have to be open.
In that case, can the Herald just go around and start opening every door in this area that isn't like locked, and just leaving them open?
Well, essentially how it works is when the competition starts, any building with a closed door means you're just not allowed in that building. So it's not like if you're inside of it, keep the door open. So an open door doesn't mean someone's in there. It means you're allowed to be in there.
Oh, okay.
So what keeps us from looting the wizards, the magic shop?
They clear them out.
They probably emptied it.
They're empty rooms.
Yep. I mean, except for furniture, and they expect stuff like that to probably get broken at some point in this.
That's ridiculous. Well, let's go find out. spot in the magic shop then? I mean, I'm sure there's a cupboard or something we can sleep in. A secret door.
So to put it out of character, the Herald does not need sleep, so I can keep watch for 8 hours, but I do have a 0 on my perception.
That's fine.
So someone could easily sneak past me, but I can be there to spot anything obvious.
There's little trip wires we can set stuff to.
All you have to tell me is everything you'll do, and I'll ask for what I need.
I plan to just do a short rest, honestly.
What?
Short rest.
Well, I need my spells back and wouldn't mind recovering some hit dice. So, is there an upstairs magic shop? Since we can close some doors. Maybe we can post him in one room, and if it has a side room that you can't enter except from that room, he can guard.
That would it wouldn't be upstairs, as most of these are one floor, but the back rooms where they store like their more valuable stuff or where they store their extra stuff, which is currently empty, only has one entrance to make it harder to steal from.
Sounds like a good spot to me. I'm going to sleep in there. Keep watch, man.
And I will keep watch outside the door. Can the Herald just kind of like bundle themselves up in a corner next to the door and try and make themselves look like a pile of rags?
That sounds like a terrifying realization. He goes to wipe forehead. Why is this heavy? Oh God.
I'll set up like everybody's mess kit on a string. So if the door gets open or somebody walks in there, it just starts, ching, ding, 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 tin cans bumping against each other.
And for anyone who's curious, this is why I play Pact of the Tome.
Pact of the Tome? Huh. Nice. All right. So, what about...
Oh, I gotta step away. Be right back.
All right. So, Harold is pretending to be a pile of rags around that room. Mike, what are you doing?
What time is it, by the way?
Oh, in real life. No, in the game, you've got essentially, I believe, 8 hours and 50 minutes left in the competition.
Where's the sun in the sky? That's what I was asking.
If I remember correctly, I answered the question last session. Give me a second, I have to remember. It's midday. By the end of the competition, it'll probably be an hour or two into night.
Huh.
All right, so, what are you doing?
Sleep.
Not you. Mike asked like what time of the day is. That said nothing else. I think, or I zoned out. Okay, so Teef, what was your thing again? You said you were setting something up before you went to sleep.
Yeah, mess kit on strings,
Ah, the usual. Okay.
Near the door, out in the hall, just if someone comes in here, ting, ding, ding.
Makes
so
sense.
our night watch
Wait.
can give us a nudge.
I got an idea.
Okay.
You know my wand?
No, I probably forgot what your wand
Spray
is.
paint thing.
Oh, yeah.
On the door, can I spray paint an image of an open door?
What?
So people walk into it when they try to go through, and instead they hit their head.
I feel like that would take a while to set up, though. Give me a performance check.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Nice.
So, somebody's trying... Gelmith is trying to spray paint an open door on the closed door of your room. So that if anybody tries to come in, they'll walk into it.
I make a bigger alarm. 2018.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
not going to be...
Can
Go ahead.
can I use a minor illusion to like make an outline of an open door to give him advantage, like lines for him to trace, kind of thing?
I've done that before in another campaign, so I'm obligated to say yes or be a hypocrite. Nah, but yeah, I like that. Go ahead.
Would that be
I'll
advantage
allow
then?
it. Yes.
Nice. Change nothing.
Okay. So...
Well, I tried.
It's a good idea. Just didn't pan out into anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Could help in that total because you were helping me. I don't know.
It's not exactly
We'll see.
photorealistic or anything, but it's pretty good. So you think somebody who's in
Like at distance, people could be like, "Yeah, this is no bore."
yeah, so anybody in a rush or who isn't paying that much attention might fall for it.
Perfect.
Or it could be so bad it just points him to where we're at. Roll the die.
I mean, if this is the door on the inside, then they're probably
Yeah,
gonna
I-
see the things you hung up, and at that point, if they're probably already gonna trigger the sound, so at that point, they're probably gonna know there's probably somebody here.
In case something goes down, I would like to be next to the door when I sleep.
All right. So, let's take a look here. Who wants to roll a D100?
Can I, since I'm on watch?
Yes, go ahead.
Almost as middle as you can get.
Right in the middle.
Wrong thing. Okay. This is difficult to fully gauge. Alright, now I just need to roll something. So, somebody. Roll me actually, well, I'm not good at determining how hard would it be to find out if you guys were there in this situation. There's not too many obvious signs or anything like that. So I'm trying to figure out if somebody's looking for people, what kind of DC would this be?
Since I'm not
Probably
necessarily
the perception
hidden,
to figure out the door.
I mean, the outside door is open like all other doors, so...
if somebody is going to check door to door, if you want a DC, I could roll a performance or deception, since I'm not necessarily hidden, just trying to be something else.
In this instance, I will allow it.
Oof, that was bad.
Alright.
That was unlucky.
Alright, are you ready for a do or die situation?
Question:
No.
would I have gotten a short rest before this happens?
Yes, I'll give you that.
Going to roll a couple of hit dice then.
Is based on what you roll, it would take about 3 or 4 hours before this
that was
happens. Alright. So, when I say do or die, not necessarily, like actually this could kill you or anything like that. I mean, like, you have a chance, essentially, to try and still keep them from finding you if you can think of something clever or redirect them somehow.
Okay.
All right. So in this situation, you see is a group of 3 people wandering outside. You know this because one of them comes to the door and sort of just knocks on it. It's like, anybody here? And he starts to walk in to look around. Now, the position that you'd be in is the back room door leading to a room behind what's behind the desk. Is you could essentially hear this and the footsteps, because he's clearly not trying to be stealthy about this. He's currently walking around the main room and headed towards your direction.
As soon as I see him enter the building, he's going to start hearing whispers in his mind, very, very faintly, that grow louder, slowly grow louder as he gets further into the building.
What, you're trying to haunt him like, ooh?
Yeah.
Intimidation?
That works. Good roll.
I was like, oh,
I am
13 plus some number might
right.
not be that good. And then I look at your bonus. I'm like, what the fuck?
Morale check.
Morale check. Let's go. Yeah, he just leaves. He didn't roll that well. He just goes, nope. Not dealing with that kind of magic today. He says that out loud, walks out. It's like, nothing in this building.
As he leaves, the whispers slowly grow quiet until he gets out of range.
They just clean the place up, you know. No mind the fog monsters and shit. What the fuck?
After that happens, can I just every once in a while cast a prestidigitation spell to soil random objects in the building to make it look like this place has been abandoned far longer than it should have?
That's some psychological warfare aspects. It's like, wait, but the competition's only been going for an hour. Oh, anyways. Well, at that point, it would probably been like 6 hours. But I will allow it to help with your rolls if this happens
I would like
again.
to point out, Caleb, I do not care.
And do I care about your not caring?
No,
Even less.
No, I know you don't care about my not caring. Now get.
Well, that was
Just
sudden.
missed.
Caleb, I will throw this box of donuts at you. Leave me alone. I don't care if you're getting water. I'm eating ice cream.
Hysteria. Hello?
Hello. Is my mic unmuted?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
but you just a hilarious moment.
well, that's disappointing. Why didn't you close the gate? Or are you staying down here?
Your mic's still on.
You're still,
No, go lock the gate. You're the last one out of the kitchen. All right, well, now I'm here, and he should be leaving me alone.
all right. Anyways, currently the party is long resting.
Oh, that's good. Sunny will be enjoying a nice panic-induced nap as she has spent the last several hours cowering in a corner like, oh my god, this hasn't happened before. Oh my god, what am I going to do? This is too much for me. I want to go home.
First time where you're actually a part of the competition.
Exactly. Every other time it was just like little bouts where she kind of got ahead because she could just stand back, but now it's just like, oh god, no. I'm scared.
All right, so final D100 roll. Go ahead, Harold.
Oh,
I think he was doing. Sorry. Oh, good. You gave him DM's choice. We die to a red dragon.
All right. All right. A different group comes by. This time, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Hey, that actually wasn't bad.
All right.
Better than average.
For a second, I was like, aha, good. Oh, nope, he rolled a 2. You hear somebody. Well, for a second, you don't hear much. Then you hear the sound of clanking.
That would probably stir me up.
Yeah, it's, he walked into the little things you set up outside of the room.
I will attempt, before waking the others up, I will attempt the same thing as before, just trying to scare them off.
All right, intimidation. Because of the details and confusion you've set in the situation, advantage.
Sweet. 24.
All right. All right. Let me roll for them. You just hear the sounds of, ah, shit, I fucked up. And then they leave.
I'll take it.
And you all manage to complete a long rest. Well,
All right.
at one point, you do hear fighting outside, but it never comes into the building.
On to the next platform.
All right, 1 second. I need to quickly do
I am
something.
so happy that worked.
Hey, sometimes a trap is all you need. Take that how you will.
Sometimes
Well,
all
when I
you
was making
gotta
this
do is
character,
fake a haunting.
Like, I was making this character, I'm like, with intimidating proficiencies, I'm like, oh, they have this now, maybe this now. Intimidation, yes.
Hey, intimidation is a nice skill to have.
Well, it's just, this character is literally a monster.
Yeah. Oh, God. I need to plug in my wired connection because the boys probably still have all of their consoles on upstairs, so it is eating up the Wi-Fi.
Fun.
I
That's why you don't
love...
Wi-Fi.
Yes, and that is why I am plugging my wired connection into my laptop. Because Ethernet cables are a godsend, and I need to help Mom upgrade the Wi-Fi.
It will always suck. No matter what you do, anytime you go airless, it's half. Gets your signal in half. There's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, yeah,
there's this
with-
cool thing that can help with it. It's like a mesh Wi-Fi thing that you gotta set up.
There are things like laws of physics. One of them is called the conservation of energy. No matter what the fuck you do, and how well you make things more efficient or whatever, if you're going airless, you're losing half your signal, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it. End of story.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense to me.
All right. So, which platform are you heading to?
I thought you said there was only one left. We've been to 2, right?
This was 2 parts of this platform.
Oh.
Harold's just following the others, so it's up to you guys.
We'll go to the nearest one.
Alright. 1 moment. Ah, yes, this did not come out at all what it should have.
And there's exactly 1 hour left in the competition at this point, right? Or as close as we
Yep.
can estimate.
50 to 60 minutes.
Not
And I
very
will immediately cast Armor of Agathis on myself. Because that lasts for an hour.
That's pretty smart.
I'll put Bless up as soon as we enter the platform.
Alright. Why won't you work? Well, that won't work for whatever reason. Trying to quickly set something up that was sent to me. Give me a few more seconds. For some reason, this won't work. Oh, now it's working. At least I think it is. We're about to find out. Click. There we are. And it is ready. Alright.
Gotta move.
Oh, what?
Gotta move the tag.
Alright. Alright, so platforms. The closest one, I believe, was either the factory platform or this was the commercial platform. The other platform was I believe, give me a second, let me pull up my notes. Sorry, I got sent something from chat, but first I gotta handle this. Where are my session notes? There they are. Alright, I remember most of the stuff, but I don't remember what the third platform was. Alright, I believe the third platform was I believe that one was part of it was the lab. It's one of the larger platforms. And I think other than that, it was also the food place where they set up food stalls. Which one do you wish to go to?
Teeth, Gelma, it's up to you guys.
Oh, it disconnected me for a second.
Anyways, to satisfy you guys, I muted myself on Discord so I don't interrupt D&D. I'm fat as fuck,
Hello?
boy.
So
Okay, good. I'm still here. I thought it disconnected me again.
So what's the plan? Which platform?
Fuck me.
Let's go to the factory. How's that?
Not hearing any other ideas with that.
All right. Go into the platform. You're looking for people to fight, yes?
As sneakily as we can, yeah.
Give me a perception check. So, alright, so looking at the notes, that means, alright, it seems that, looks for what you can see, there's nobody on this platform at the moment. Though there are some signs of fights, just in general around the area. Marks in the ground and in the walls of the factory.
Alright, is there a map of this, or are we using the same one?
So, essentially, I don't have anything for all the platforms at the moment, but there are many platforms, and from what you heard from when Mike was doing scouting, was the primary ones were the very top platforms, some of which you were on, though most of the people there got out quickly, since that's where a lot of people went. But then there was also a small cluster that went to the ground level. And then a few spread out amongst all the other ones, which are more a variety of smaller shops, smaller businesses of different types, and such like that. Like, then there's another platforms where they do custom work. So you go for, getting a custom job instead of looking at pre-made items. And those are most of the platforms that currently I have things written out for. The ground level is mostly residential. And then, there's less amount of people scattered throughout, but since this is pretty deep into the competition, most of the people who went to where there was large clusters are probably out or somewhere else by now.
Alright, well, let's move on to the other platforms if no one's here then. But we'll keep an eye out and spell ready to blast somebody.
So, I believe options are, we'll say mid-platforms, the other upper platform, the ground level, or the custom jobs area.
Custom jobs sounds good to me.
Okie doke. Let me pull that one out. Quickly roll something. Alright. I'm going to just place down here tokens real quick and move you over. I believe at the moment it is just you three, right? In the group, just Harold, Teef, and Gelmith. Or is Sunny here too? Right, Sunny, are you following or are you somewhere else?
I would say that she would follow, yes, for at least a decent bit. She wants to help more than she's been helping, but now that the competition seems to have finally hit her, it's kind of a bit of a heavy knockback, so to speak.
Alright. Quickly drag player view. Here we are. Welcome to the custom work platform.
Spiffy.
So, what you see behind you was the best thing I could do to make it look like there was a small tram station.
Good enough for me, man.
That works. So I guess we'll start looking for people.
What's this?
Tis a brazier. There's random things laid around. Some are probably more for appearance, as they'd probably prefer to have their own setups, but essentially it looks like a modified version of what's normally just a brazier.
All right, I'm gonna go over here and kick this door open.
Remember,
Or look in.
you're not supposed to open closed doors in the competition.
Oh.
Yeah, Harold heads over
What
the
about-
open one over here and peeks in.
Are all these doors closed?
Yes, the one that actually has items in it is the one that has an open door.
I thought they're supposed to all be.
I'll probably check that out too with him, just in case that is something.
The reason you can see inside of all of them is because I don't trust the dynamic lighting system, and there wasn't an easy way to just block it out other than drawing onto them.
Dynamic lighting system's a pain in the ass. They tried, but they failed. All right. Well, I'll just search around here. They got a little alley.
If I had 40 hours a week to spend on making maps, I could do wonders with the dynamic lighting system.
Not on their server. Definitely not on a Friday night when they're busy.
And I don't have 40 hours to spend on making maps.
I do.
So the dark corners, by the way, were meant to represent basically the edge is not far from the dark corner of the platform.
Got it.
And for Harold, you said you were searching in here?
Well, peeking inside to see if I can spot any people inside first.
Alright, 1 second. 1 second. What's your AC?
13.
Okay, I was really hoping it wasn't gonna be you. Alright, so there's this guy here. Da, 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 da.
Oh, he's big.
Yeah, so I just gotta click some check boxes. You said your AC was 13, right?
3.
What'd you say?
13. 1, 3.
All right.
This is gonna go great.
Yeah, that hits.
Well, depending on what he hits me with could decide how well this goes for him.
So, at a very high speed as you peek into the door, he charges you with what looks like a great axe.
I see.
I need to check something real quick. Okay, I need to make sure the roll to hit was actually proper. Okay, so that comes from there. That comes from that. That comes from that. Oh, okay, it didn't apply, even though it's checked off. It didn't apply them. Still hits, but there was a -5 to the roll that wasn't applied.
Alright.
Which is still bad.
Oh no. Oh no.
So
That's not good. If
it-
there was supposed to be a -5, I know what this means.
so
You're fucked.
Well,
so
it doesn't sound
this-
like he crits, so I'm not totally screwed.
yeah, he didn't crit. Luckily, he came very close. But this guy you see here, as he charges you, already looks pretty beat up. He's already in the condition that we like to call bloodied.
Alright.
He charges at you and hits you for. Hey.
Is it Mr. Anime Man that's supposed to be the great axe wielder?
Yes.
That's what I thought, but I figured I'd keep my mouth shut for a minute, but I needed to know.
How much does he hit me for?
1 second.
kind of sad, but it's
All right, all right.
really
Seems
character.
about
Also,
right. He looks like this tires him out a fair amount as he quickly puts in one heavy blow, and he deals 34 damage.
more damage.
All right. And the icy rime on my cloak shatters and hits him for 15 cold damage.
All right. Yeah, he looks pretty hurt. He looks not the best of conditions, but at the same time that...
I was
go ahead.
just gonna say, I was hoping that if I did pop my head in and something happened, it would be a melee attack.
Yeah. Well, good for you. That's what was planned. But at the same time that this happens, he makes very loud noise as he quickly charges. So anybody in the area knows that something's going on over there, so everybody can be on guard. But at the very same time, I need to know what... Wow.
Yeah, no, that seems right.
Need to know what Tief's current AC is.
You can already see it's
Current
going terrible.
AC. It's 22.
Oh, come on.
Alright, let's see if he hits. As a person with a baseball bat comes out from behind a building over here.
Fucking fall. The Lord he did. Alright.
Alright. Make sure this is set to that.
Okay. There we go.
Alright, so... What? Why is it worded like this? So... You get hit by one of the two baseballs that goes zooming towards you.
I don't remember.
This person also looks fairly roughed up. Not quite bloodied, but you can tell that he's not doing so well himself. And
We just acknowledge the fact that a shark man just got hit with a baseball in a Magitech city. I love D&D.
so he also seems to tire himself out trying to apply an extra hard blow and he hits you for 22 damage. And as we go into initiative, you just hear him go, well, fuck, I was hoping that would go well.
I mean, as one expects.
Alright, Teef got an 18.11. That's already on the tracker. Need to get rid of the old ones since only I can see those.
Yeah, I only see 2.
Gilmas, let me know what yours is total.
The character sheet's finally loaded.
Okay.
Where's initiative at? There it is.
I got 15.
Alright.
So much shit to
Wait, what? How do I... I'm confused.
okay.
Oh, that explains it.
Seems like
I'm like, wait, why does Sunny have so much health? And I remembered, oh, she has tough.
13 or 14? What'd you say? 15?
Me?
Yeah.
15.
Alright. Then Sunny has an 11.
Got an 11. I was too busy focusing on her health. That's bad.
I don't want to hear it.
I understand you got a 2, but
Don't worry, there's friends nearby. It's
Put you
fine.
back there. I had to bring your token down so I could do the add turn thing. And quickly do their initiative.
oh, too bad. Did you really do it?
Oh wow, that's not good for them. Let's find out what the other guy gets.
Definitely see.
All right. So, we are now in initiative. And first turn is the person who's with the Herald.
Okay, no. Fucking lagging.
Turn that off.
Of glad games.
That
Okay.
too. And
Oh,
that. And that. There we are. Alright. So AC is still 13, correct?
Yep.
Alright, so you see him let go of his blade as it turns to blue shards and flies onto his back, and a different weapon switches out with it, which is a trident. And in his other hand, he pulls out a shield very quickly.
Okay.
I'll see. Better be grab-
Alright, that hits.
That is concerning.
All over them.
And that misses. Yeah, and he rolls minimum damage.
That's that.
Well, that's good.
6 damage.
Okay.
Alrighty. I am below half. I am bloodied, but I'm not down yet.
Yep, and that was his turn, I believe. Oh, wait, no. One last thing.
Oh no.
It's not as bad as you think.
One's dead.
Oh,
Alright, so he's gonna do this thing. And he's gonna attack again.
Okay.
Alright.
An extra attack. That out of here.
Again, minimum damage, and that is his turn.
So 6 more.
Yep. Those
Alrighty.
will fuck. Anyways, Teeth,
I
your
will,
turn.
I will say this: the armor of Agathis is the only reason I'm still up.
It is now your turn, Teeth.
Alright. Does anybody look excessively hurt on my team?
Yes.
But can you see them actually?
They're not inside the building completely. As they open the door, the dude charged them.
Alrighty.
He hit me 3 times before I could even react.
Class are you?
Warlock.
Why would you be opening doors as a warlock?
Because I have a wisdom of 10.
Fair enough.
Alright, I'll move next to him. Can I see this guy in here now?
Yep. Also, there is a window. I couldn't put it in properly. I forgot to mention is this wood shards is a broken window. You can't really see much through it, but it's there for anybody who's agile.
That's fair. That was a double move. So I will use my reaction to fight this guy as soon as my turn is over.
All right, go ahead.
And does 11 hit?
It does not.
I'm done.
All right. Gelmith.
Yes.
'Tis your turn.
You said there was a window, right?
Yes. And it's already broken
Or
open.
before I do that. Oh. Well, that's good to know for the future. Can I make it into the door? You think? With 2 people standing in front of it.
I don't think so.
Okay. Blank through the window to get him.
Blank or blink?
Blank.
All right. I'll just say it
That's
costs
it.
an extra 5 feet of movement to move through it. but you can still make it.
With flying, would that change anything, or it doesn't matter? Just hop in right behind him, like, hey, buckaroo, stab, stab. Plus, I believe a 22 hits and then a 16.
16 does not hit, but a 22 does.
Nice. Are they made out of stone or ice?
No.
Dang.
Couldn't catch. Couldn't catch. He couldn't catch. He should catch. I'll tell you that.
So is that 13 damage?
Plus 4, yes. 17.
Alright. They're looking really bad. Sunny.
Go ahead and just
Yee, my go.
Indeed.
I don't think she's going to be able to get through the window, and there's too many people in the way. But she can help the Herald a smidgen. Where are my spells at? There they are. Oh, what is this one? She could probably get close enough to him, right? Like she's within her. The Herald is within her range of movement.
Yep.
Oh, just barely. Perfect. I'm going to get up there and cast Cure Wounds upon the Herald. And
Appreciate it.
what was that?
I said it is very much appreciated.
Screw it. Let's do it at level 2. Hopefully it's something good. Hey, you
That
got 7
almost-
health.
12, I think you mean.
Oh, 12?
Yeah.
Higher casting.
Plus
speed
five.
on
Oh,
top of
yeah.
the base.
Ah, I didn't see that.
I will say that almost doubled my current health.
Oh. And now that she is over here, would she be able to see this person out of curiosity? Since she's basically over the Herald's shoulder? Or are they within range where shooting them would not help?
This guy?
Yes.
No, just in case you didn't see, there is somebody down here too.
Oh.
But if you're trying
Oh,
to,
I did
if you're
not
trying to
see
finish this guy off real quick, it'd probably be pretty obstructed by the people, but you could probably see him.
Screw it. Let's see if she can get lucky. Nope. That's an 8 to hit. It misses.
Yeah. Let's check something real quick. Okay, good to know. Is that your turn?
I did a healing and I did, yeah, that's all I can do.
Alright, this guy's turn. Allow me to quickly look at something.
give me that one. Now, there you go. Fuck you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just hurts a video come over to someone's microphone enough just to hear "fuck you."
What? There's who? I didn't hear anything, and I'm definitely not the one watching YouTube right now.
Who?
I didn't know you could hear that. I apologize. It's just something to go in the background while I wait for my turn, and I'm thinking, it would have been so nice if we could have hit him. Damn it! And then we have Mr. Rusty Bear Traps down here. Like, isn't that against the Geneva Convention? Isn't that just like really inhumane?
I don't think they
I'm
have
pretty
to
sure
be.
those are training dummies.
Oh, they look
Yeah.
like they look like rusted bear traps with nails attached to them.
I mean, no one really obeys the Geneva Convention anyhow. So.
I mean, you're right, but
aiming to the person that they could have the best direct line of sight on. Good thing you're there, otherwise it'd be the Herald being directly attacked.
Well,
Well, the reason why I was glad for the healing.
she's serving her purpose. She's helping.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Alright. I don't... Would that be a part of it? One second, I need to quickly check one last thing of this.
I am concerned, Isaac.
You have a power word kill.
Oh,
That's what
it
you're saying.
is technically part of the attack, so yeah, huh. Alright, so...
Sure.
They did crit,
It crit.
yes. But don't worry. It's not too bad. So, they hit you twice. The first one being a crit. They throw up 2 baseballs and hit both of them directly at you. You take
Okay, well, wait. What was the second one? What was the second one to hit?
24.
Or was it... Yeah. Okay, yeah. No. I'm not getting out of that one. I don't
Alright.
think I have any spells to do
So-
anything anyway.
Isaac,
Yeah?
isn't it nighttime right now?
Near it, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is a bit into the night right now. I'm gonna have to roll a D100 for something else. But for now...
Ooh,
Oh,
E100 you say?
that thing.
It's all
Oh, no.
cool. There's just a little fog rolling in.
1.
That's all. Oh yeah,
I rolled a 1.
there's a little fog rolling in. It's all okay. Anyways,
I rolled... I feel like I might have doomed us, but I rolled a 1 on the D100, so...
don't worry.
Can
It's
we just
a little
acknowledge that
fog.
on the D100 so far tonight we have had both a 99 and a 1.
Beautiful.
How would we don't let him roll anymore?
Are you talking about me?
Are you the idiot that just rolled a 1?
Yes.
And yes, I am.
All right.
I could pull out my actual D100,
Count.
All
a
right.
freaking golf ball.
So, from the crit attack, take 16 damage,
Okay, well, that's not terrible.
and then it explodes.
Oh, no.
And, ooh, yikes.
I don't like that word. I don't like
Oh, no,
that,
this part's
Isaac.
for you. He might take down his teammate.
Oh, my.
He might. We're about to find out. But everybody within
No.
10 feet of Sunny. So,
She's taking
Gelmith,
a
you're out.
point,
You're
no.
just out of range of this. Everybody within 10 feet of Sunny,
yeah.
and including Sunny themselves, take an additional 15 damage.
Well, if you would like,
Oh, this is sad, actually, looking at it. Gelmith's the only person
My-
who's resistant to this damage.
God.
There's a saving throw.
Was it, Teef?
if it means anything,
Is there
the
a throw?
personal D100 roll was a 32.
There is not
Chief was trying to talk there.
there is not a saving throw for this.
Is it-
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't hear that. Teeth is so quiet in my headset.
This is based off of an official thing in D&D 5e. I didn't make this one. There is not a saving throw, sadly. But it does require that they hit their target, otherwise it's wasted.
Well, that's nice
It
to
just
know.
rolls past and then explodes.
Pretty much.
kind of damage?
Total of
Forward.
15 force damage. Actually,
The
wait,
one
no,
time I
Teef,
don't
you
think-
only take 8. Because of your armor.
Okay.
Everybody else takes 15 from this. Except Gelmith, who's outside of its range.
And I'm immune. And I'm immune, let's say.
Not really.
Again, thank you for healing me.
Yeah, and then I believe that should be his turn. Is he hear him? Oh wait, I have to quickly apply this to this guy. Yeah, his friend's down.
What does friendly fire do in the competition? Like when you inadvertently take down your companion?
It depends on the situation. Another point in the pool for the winning group, essentially. All right. So, and if he wins, he just took a point from his friend. Whoops.
It's fine.
So, I believe that is all he can do right now. Yes. He doesn't know he just took down his friend, and you just hear him shout out, "Guys, sorry about this. I kind of need to kick your ass." And we go.
Sunny tries to respond, but currently, the ringing in her ears from getting bonked in the head, well, the helmet, it just sort of sounds like, the slurring of words together. It's kind of hard to make out. Maybe she has a minor concussion.
Exploded.
Oh yeah, and then it exploded.
Harold.
Trying to decide which is better, 48 or 5d6.
Um, 32 versus 30.
Yeah, but also 4 versus 5 on the minimum. It's only a couple points either way.
I'd take the higher min then.
Yeah, I think we can do the same. So
The
Harold
more dice increases the average anyway.
Harold begins gliding towards them in their unnerving way, and they begin to hear whispers in their mind that grow louder and louder as I need them to make me a saving throw.
Oh my. DC 16. What type? Wisdom. Okay. Well, that's in that one.
So they take 19 points of psychic damage and immediately have to use their reaction to run away from me.
How far? Full movement speed?
Run.
I believe it's their full movement speed. Let me double check. Immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. Creature doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground, such as fire or pit. And yeah.
Okay, well, they're a little bit further than the screen. 15 feet off screen. Yes, they have ran further away.
So they fled the battlefield.
I mean, they're still physically within your range. It's just that they're a little off screen.
Actually, can I say that I only went this far and then used the rest of my movement to duck out of sight?
All right, sure. Good move. Good move.
I just realized, you know what? They're going to get to go again before me and possibly before my companions can reach him.
This guy's down, so we go to Teef.
This guy here is down,
Yep,
like unconscious down.
indeed, he is out.
It's a good thing those badges exist, because my previous group would have made sure that he was he was more than just unconscious.
I'm pretty sure some of this group would have done the same.
I mean, yeah.
8 points of healing for me. I rolled a 1, sorry.
That for me?
Yep. Whoever this is.
Very much.
You're the one that got hurt and then kept avoiding me so I couldn't touch you to heal you. And then I'm going to move out of here. And I'm done.
All right, Gelmith, your turn.
So, how far is he away from me now? The guy that went down?
Saying if you were to go through the door,
I'm double dashing.
he's 115 feet away.
Nope, that's not what I want to do.
I'll bonus action dash here and then use max them to dodge since he throws baseballs that seemingly explode. Sorry, I forgot to move my character.
Very well.
It's out there. I'll give it to you.
Sunny.
Oh, crumpets. She's going to get as close as she can to him, so I believe her movement speed is still just 30 feet. Yes. So whereabouts would that be? Where's the ruler? Where's the ruler? So around there-ish. Yeah, she's going to get... And then how far out is he then? Ooh, perfect. He is still within range. Flip it. Let's do some sharpshootering. So take 5 away from both of these. I'm assuming a 12 doesn't hit.
12 does not hit.
I figured as much, and she can attack twice. That's even worse. Damn it. I wanted to try something fancy. Poo. Oh,
I don't think the 17 would have hit anyways.
Oh.
So we don't know his armor class yet. We only know the guy up here. It was like I think around in the 15s. Oh, that's a good side though.
All right.
I tried. Oh well. Poopy. I was hoping that would work.
It is now his turn.
Oh no.
The closest one who's currently dodging to make it harder to hit. I think he's just going to target you and hope for the best.
Disadvantage, baby.
Oh, wait. Let me check something.
Ooh, what you eating?
Hmm. Perfect. Alrighty. So, his bat
Yes.
begins to glow brightly,
Oh no.
Rick.
and he throws 3 baseballs up in the air. Oh, sorry.
They explode.
A total of 4. He whacks all 4, and 3 of them disappear. First one targets Gelmith. Disadvantage.
Plus,
Gelmith, what's your AC again? Let me quickly.
15.
Alright, yeah, it still hits.
Dang it. Good thing it's force damage though.
It doesn't explode this time. It deals 7 damage to you.
I hate you.
Look, man, this encounter was planned. It's not against you.
How much do I take?
7.
Alright.
Alright. So,
I forgot.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, this is just me interrupting. I forgot I gave Sunny random personality traits and stuff, and I just look over. It's just like she has an evil ideal, and I'm just like, oh no.
They are evil.
Alright, so Teef, Sunny, and Gelmith. Teef, I believe your AC is 22, right?
yep.
A baseball appears behind you and Just barely hits. It only deals 7 damage, though. Sunny. What's your AC?
Is it a...
It's 18, right?
Yes.
It
Defender wins?
also just barely hits. The only reason these are hitting...
Stop giving her a concussion!
10 damage.
Oh,
And then Gelmith.
Still being sneaky boy. They cannot see me.
Yeah, Gelmith, he hits you.
Dang it.
dang it. He sounded so sad, just like, dang it, like an upset little kitty. A child who has been denied his fun.
13
I have been
damage,
denied my
Gelmith.
dodge action.
Every hit, the damage got higher.
Maybe that's intentional. It's not. I'm just...
It's a combo attack.
Combo.
I'm almost bloodied.
Combo breaker! Sunny is below half.
You see him do that, look at all of you, and go, well, shit, usually that works.
Not this time.
Sunny is
Why
holding the
do
back
you-
of her head, just like, why do I keep getting hit in the head with baseballs? The helmet helps, but it doesn't stop it.
He uses his normal movement speed, and he's running towards the edge of the platform.
I know. My new plan.
Anyways,
That's
Harold,
nice to know.
your turn.
Coming out from the alleyway to try and find him. How far away would he be from me at this point?
If you're currently at 30, you just moved 30 feet from where you currently are.
Yeah.
65 plus 15. So 80.
Straight line, but... So, 80 you said?
If we go... Yep, got a curve there. So 65.
Darn it. I don't think there's any route I could use to shorten it by even 5 feet.
Eldritch Blast is 120.
You assume I took that.
Okay, or you don't attack him.
My cantrips are 60 feet.
Well, you don't have line of sight, have you?
I guess I will just go ahead and dash and go around between these buildings to try and catch him on my next round if he's hasn't jumped off the edge or something. So that's it for me.
Alright, 1 second. Alright, so this guy's turn. He's downed. Now, before I
Still on the
do
ground.
this, I want you to remember, guys, or explain something, is that people who are out will probably get up soon after, but like they're not back in until their badge is blue again. It emits a bright red light when they're out. You just see him holding his head, leaving the area, annoyed.
So the Batman or the person who got knocked out by the
person
Batman?
who got knocked out.
I dash after him and take another point.
Well, it's red.
Dash after him and take his head.
When the badge is red, you can't get a point from them. He's heading to the tram, annoyed.
Should have thought better.
And do you actually yell that?
No, I wouldn't be paying attention to him at all.
Okay. The teeth.
I think Sunny might have noticed him and given him a half-handed wave as she's still holding her head.
You guys can get along. You both have a headache. Yours is probably worse. Go ahead, Teef.
Steve is moving here and casting a spell on him.
Guiding bolt.
Well, that was my original intention, but he's in range of cantrips. Is he already wounded?
He is. He seems a bit, good bit bloodied, but he's not exactly in critical condition. Oh wow.
Well, wisdom save DC 15 or 18 necrotic since he's already wounded.
Wisdom save. My, that's a good roll. Not from him, from you. Yeah, he fails. He is... One moment. Minus this. He is in critical condition.
Cool. Then I will cast a bonus action spiritual weapon right next to him.
Alright.
Does a 27 hit?
He is downed.
He takes 10 force.
Alright. Now, this is the difficult part. 2 points. Oh, wait, actually, let me look at the notes real quick.
Kind of sad that my first session back, like legit, I end up doing nothing in the first half, but at the same time, I kind of deserve it.
Alright, so... Teeth. Oh, wait, I miscalculated. It's actually... Alright, we get 4 people, that's...
We can't rob them, can we?
Oh, it's
We can only knock them out. We can't take their stuff.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Rules of the game, we can't loot them, correct?
Not unless they bet anything before the battle.
Bet.
Essentially, if there's an agreement that, hey, if you beat me in this fight, like, it really doesn't happen if you're sneaky. But essentially, sometimes in a fight, people will goad you on to put things down on the line, as in, like, say they like your shield or something. They'll be like, if you're so confident that you're gonna win, why don't you bet that shield kind of thing.
Of course, they would have to offer something up to counter that, I'm sure.
And theoretically, they don't have to, but I have a feeling that nobody would accept unless they did.
It's like, and if you beat me, I don't know, you get double points or something stupid.
Well, they wouldn't be able to do that. But I do have, like, things put down for if they are goaded on, that they might put something on the line. 'Tis all based on what you do. Anyways, let's see. You each get 5 points.
Wow.
So, another part is...
I suppose you accumulated a lot over the last 8 hours, though.
You guys got rested back to full. These guys... Clearly they had a plan and some good stuff set up because of how much damage they dealt in their ambush round and such like that. Once you break a certain number of points, the amount of points given for defeating you goes up. Once you break 100, it goes up to 10.
That's why that one guy would have been 100 points if we actually would have been fighting.
Yes, their plan was great and dealt a bunch of damage to somebody with 13 AC.
The other guy didn't get to do his full thing. That's why he's so annoyed. He got taken down by his teammate before he could do his flashy move.
To be fair, I forgot something that could have saved me from that big hit at the beginning, so
Fair. All
I
right.
could have imposed damage on that.
So, what's your next move?
Sonny's like, can I sit down for a minute? My head hurts.
The distant sound of gunshots coming from the ground floor.
Oh.
Yeah, we can rest
Needs
in
heals.
this building for a bit.
Gunshots coming from the ground floor. Yeah, we can rest a minute.
I don't think we have time for a short rest, but a chance to do some spells and stuff.
Cure wounds, or I have cure wounds and land hands. So I was planning. Pretty good stuff.
I'm gonna
actually health bird, so
I'm gonna take one of those experimental healing potions I bought.
Oh, right. Con save, and you can roll the healing. Alright.
12.
No adverse side effects, it seems.
so this guy was hurt the worst, right?
Yep, but he's currently healing.
That's pretty good.
You don't want the cure wounds.
Hmm?
You don't want to cure.
Oh. No, this was on top of the cure wounds.
Just gave you 14.
Yes. And after the cure wounds and the potion, I'm still one shy of max.
That's all right.
Not saying I need more, I'm just saying I did need that potion even after the wounds.
Why is it every time I drink water, I somehow breathe some in? This is a recent
That sounds like a
development.
birth problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why is it when I washed my hair, the shampoo was coming out blue?
I hope it's designed that way.
It's not.
Moving on.
So, shall we head down to the bottom level and see if we can pick anyone else off? Or do
It
we
sounds
wanna
like
wait
there's
it
some
out?
pretty hefty fighting going on down there, which is scary.
We just want to wait it out and try not to lose any points.
Nah, I say we go for it.
Steel.
I mean, it's in the residential area. That sounds dangerous to the people that live down there.
Clear it out.
At the very least, we should probably go down there to make sure, people aren't getting hurt.
They're all going to die eventually, but
It's part of the game. They clear it out before they let people go in there. So let's go. No bellyache.
that's my favorite part of this character is just randomly dropping super nihilistic comments.
I mean, you are correct, but they're still alive at the moment, assuming that they were stubborn enough to stay. And they probably were.
I haven't gotten to bite anyone today, so we're going.
All right.
Alright, so we will
I'll
head
let you
down.
all
Cure wounds myself.
yeah, let you all do your healings and stuff, and I'll get you moved over to the other map.
I'll just do
I need to get me one of those special. I need to get me one of those special warlock rods that lets me restore an extra spell slot every now and then.
Roll of power.
That's the first thing that went through my head. Who am I missing? I'm missing them. There we are. I need to quickly change a number on this. All right. It is ready, but there's a little bit before we use the map itself. So first off, you guys all agree you're heading down to the ground level, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Murder.
So 95% of the doors on the ground level are going to be closed, And the note is everybody is cleared away into their homes. So that's why fighting in residential areas is in most places fully prohibited. But technically, there are people who like to walk the fine line, which is technically the residential area is starting within the house at the moment in terms of the law. So you can fight outside of a house so long as you don't cause anything to happen inside the homes themselves.
Oh,
Don't
so the
do
people that do
fireball.
this,
Got it.
so the
So-
people that do this are probably melee peeps that don't like it when they can't just hit people.
Yep.
I.e., spellcasters and ranged folk.
It is a strategy that some people use. That there are a good like number of organizations that are like, hey, that's pretty shitty. That'll make sure they fight in residential areas so that people can't use, say, fireball on them.
I mean, it's smart, but that's pretty, stinky. Because there's going to be that one hotshot dickhead who's just like, oh, it'll be fine. And then, boom,
Evocation
wild magic
wizard will
surge.
do fine.
Or wild magic sorcerer, and then just, boom, wild magic surge. Fireball, double casted on top of himself.
I'll see what's wrong with that.
And now the wall he's standing next to is gone alongside the small family that was barricaded within the house.
I'd like to quote one of the party members. They're all gonna die anyway.
Just think of it as this world's version of natural selection. Those that chose to live in a place like this got what was coming to them.
Yeah, there
You
is
see,
a.
don't live here.
By the way, small note: there is a limit of war zones, which is per city. If it's a small city, once per year. If it's a bigger city, once per every 6 months.
See, why would you want to raise a family in a place that turns into a war zone twice a year?
Because it has a great standard of living compared to some places.
And a greater number of crazies compared to some places.
That is fair. So, going down to the ground floor.
What do we find out?
Going down to the ground floor. Most of the doors on the buildings are closed, as many of them are residential. Going around, it sounds like the sounds of gunshots and blades clashing has gotten a lot quieter. And anyone want to roll perception or anything to track somebody down?
I'll roll perception just to see what's going on. Do I get disadvantage because I've been saying she has a concussion? Don't answer that.
24.
I don't get anything for perception anyway, so yeah, she's...
Could you roll survival for this because you'd be tracking people?
Theoretically, yes. Perception would be more effective, but survival could get you the same result, just a little slower.
Fair. I'm worse at that, but still.
For a second, the perception wasn't loading in for a second. It was just perception void. You see nothing. You are nothing.
blind.
You are blind.
I have become one with the endless abyss.
Truly.
Become one with the abyss.
Alright, so. Teeth. You do see, patrolling down some of the streets, what looks like a large figure in the distance.
Can I focus in on him? Medium size, large size, human, demi-human, demon, any detail?
1 second.
Demon, you say? We'll have a perfect ability to track those.
I have a
What range does it
note
have again?
for this.
6 feet.
Ah. Interesting. I guess it didn't... Oh, there it is. Okay. It looks like a very big person, but probably still... They're probably a bit in between the medium and large. It's hard to tell from a distance.
between me and the march. Helmet, or do I just see a cloak, armor, weapons?
It looks how close will you get to look, or is this just current glance?
Like studying him. Is there a glowing badge? Is there a sword? Is there a shield? Is there a staff? Anything?
It looks like they have a. It looks like they're holding some sword. From this distance, it's a
sword.
little it's a little difficult to fully tell from this distance, but it does look like they are wearing.
Yeah. You want some sword? I got some sword. Come here. I'll give you some sword.
It does look like they have a large cloak, but also like they're wearing some good armor. Looks like they're in full body armor from the distance. At least it looks metallic. And because of how well you rolled perception, you can faintly hear the sound of it clanking a bit.
Do they have a badge, though? Or did he not roll well enough to see that?
I mean, the badge is a little small, and when I say in the distance, I mean like around 900 feet away.
Dang, that's some loud armor if you can hear from that far.
Yeah, yeah. Trust me, I I know what they're talking about in this situation.
Just like, does he just have like literal bells just jangling on him at all times?
Fight me! I dare you!
He's just goading out everyone, just like, come at me.
Change this number.
I think you just gave me a new character idea.
You want to get hit. The ultimate tank. Just hit me, I dare you.
Wrong.
An interception fighting style paladin that's literally just has bells all over his armor.
His whole goal is to be the distraction.
You cannot. You will see me.
All right. So what's the plan?
Freaking compelled duel. That'd be a good one for that build.
Alright.
Well,
How dark is it right now?
Currently, the reason you're also able to tell he's wearing armor, right? Small detail is there are lights along the streets, and you can see a bit of a reflection on them. Yeah. And
so not only does he just have bells jingling on him, he's now a freaking disco ball.
So words. Wait.
Words.
Oh, right. Yes, because you haven't done that yet. I was looking at something. I was like, is that right? And I was just misremembering something.
Oh, no. I'm concerned. What might he be
No,
doing?
I realize that you guys haven't entered the map yet.
Oh. Yeah, we're not there yet. Yeah. You know when you go.
Like a day, at least.
So
With how slow these trolleys go, we might get there within the next 12 months.
just gotta change some details. All right. So what's the plan, guys?
Should we follow the big loud person? Maybe try to catch them when they're weak or after they weaken someone else?
Only 45 minutes left of the competition. Oh wait, you guys rested a little bit too, so only 35 minutes left of the competition. And the fog's getting a little thick.
The healing would only take like a few actions to the thing.
Well, don't forget, we're also going down on the trolley, and these take a minute.
Yeah. Especially since you were on the higher up platforms.
I'm going to be a bit greedy and cast Healing Word on myself at first level, because... Cure Wounds.
I asked earlier if anyone needed healing.
I forgot to say anything. I apologize. But that's good. I actually think that's... Is that max or close to it? Oh, no. It would have been a lot better. Oh, well.
I could add like 2 plus the spell level for being alive there. But
Yeah, it's fine. I'm pretty good now.
All I need to know is what your plan is.
The heralds just following the others, so whatever they decide to do, I'm just gonna be backing them up and
Along
continue
for the ride.
as an observer.
I do think that following them might be a pretty decent idea, all things considered, because what do we? If we follow them, we could try to ambush whoever this person is and whoever they're fighting against when they're both weak. Which that's kind of mean, but it could work.
And it's something they did last session. Not
Not
intentionally.
intentionally.
Yeah.
If it worked once, maybe it'll work again.
But how dark is it without the lights? Is what I'm asking.
If you took off the lights, it's a bit near pitch
Yeah.
black.
Ooh. So
You gotta
You were
love
saying-
light pollution.
if I flew up out of the range of the lights, could I be technically fully invisible?
Well, no, because light pollution's a bitch.
Or at least advantage in itself? I don't know.
I'd say yes in the circumstance, mainly because you have how your character looks.
Heck yeah. Master of Stealth. I'll just get the bird's eye view, just see what they're up to.
And to explain it is essentially his sub race of Dragonborn. The scales are more than just black. His particular sub race, which is from this world, is like you could tell the difference if you're looking for it. Is that their scales look near pitch black and darker. Light has a little bit more
Void.
trouble reflecting off of their scales.
Oh, like they absorb light
A little bit
instead of
indeed.
reflect it.
It's very hot for me in the summer, unfortunately. But yeah, I got a 24.
All right. Yeah, you're hiding. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, watching them just
So we decide.
up into the air, I think we should follow behind at a reasonable distance. Try to get close, but not too close. Like 100 feet back, give or take. Maybe more, maybe less.
The Herald will take advantage of their climb speed to stay on the rooftops as much as possible, but stay parallel with the others and following.
All right, so you're following, but not that close. Can you give me a distance?
Let's go with 90 feet, just for the sake of being able to close in if needed.
Why don't we just call him out and challenge him?
Because he might be a little too angry or tough for us. He does, from what we've seen, come off as a stronger opponent. And if they're still active this late in the competition, they probably are one of the stronger people. And while he might already be weak, if he's something like a paladin, he might be able to heal himself. Or who knows.
Of course, the flip side of that is that even if we do lose, we're only going to lose a couple of points. We're not going to lose all the points we earned.
Yeah, I don't think any of you have broken 100 yet, so you'd only lose 1 point
No.
each.
Well, that's true. So, lose
We
a
could just
point
challenge
and gain a ton, or see how things go.
We can do this.
The
I plan
Warzone's
to
almost
go-
over anyway, so we may as well go all in.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys finish discussing that because I have to really go to the bathroom real quick.
Enjoy.
All right.
Just don't piss yourself.
Yet. You can do it later.
Yes. After the game.
If we did want to go for just straight up challenge him, one of those more suited to the front line could use this potion of hardening that I
Red
bought.
and Hysteria, check your DMs.
Why would you do this? I am concerned.
The DM has DM'd someone. Oh, frick.
I would say if T for Gelmith, if either of you guys want to use it.
He's
I am sneaking. I am invisible.
The potion of hardening that I bought.
That was interesting.
I'll pass.
All right. I mean, to be fair, I don't know what it does, but it sounds like something that would help with defense. So
Well, try it yourself.
that was the next
I
plan.
make a
But
joke, but I feel like it's too
I would
easy.
also, but yeah, that was the next plan. But I also plan to try and stay out of melee. Emphasis on the word try. There's also the potion of jumping and slamming that I got. I don't actually know what either of them do, but only one way to find out.
Drink in them.
Yes.
Heal them. Identify also works.
But that's boring.
Yeah.
There you go.
Alright, Will's still here.
Hi. I'm still here.
Nice. How goes watching your dog? Game.
Yep, just
I don't
watching
know.
my dog. No, you got it right. I am making sure no one tries to steal my dog.
Oh, I am an idiot.
Hmm?
I just realized that I got a long rest, so I get back all of my once per day use spells.
That's pretty good.
I don't like this.
Like what?
I'm looking up masks for other characters. You know, like I just typed in simple leather mask, and too many of them are
BTSM.
yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, look, some people know
Well-
what they like.
Yeah, and also leather mask, or it's depending on the era.
All right, someone want to
They-
roll me a
They better
D100
say
real
for
quick?
Or something. Someone roll a D100. I will gladly do that. How's a 9?
All
Didn't
right,
we make
yeah.
a rule about? Just kidding.
You should have spoken up then.
I was expecting him to drop another 1 or 100. Just like
I mean, it's still single
Right.
digits.
roll 20 luck, you know.
Typically, the lowest or the highest can be the best ones or
Hey,
the
look,
worst ones. So
I make sure to scramble it around. The effect, good or bad, I
Right.
usually have at least one number on the high or low end for the roll. Just so you never know what to expect. All right. So, allow me do. So, Mike,
yes.
you're flying over ahead and you see something you find familiar. A certain shop with its door open along the path towards this big scary guy. And
Is it being robbed or something?
now, as you guys also approach, you can see from your angle, it does have the sign set to open. This familiar shop to you, Mike, is Hats Hats. And all of you can see that it's labeled Hats Hats.
Is it like glowing or something?
The door has a weirdly bright glow coming out of it. It just feels like it wasn't there before, but as you were flying overhead, it sort of just appeared.
Is it like a similar glow to like what I've seen before from Hat Hat?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Like maybe. Yeah, let's check out whatever this thing is.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, my brother came in asking questions.
Did you hear what happened?
I mean, kind of in the background. It sounds like he got closer to the big scary guy and he saw Matt Pat's hat shop.
Matt Pat.
Hat Pat's hats.
Matt Pat's here. Oh no. Freaking.
He's the final boss. He has infinity points.
He has infinite intelligence. The horror.
Yeah, he found Hat Pat shop,
Yep.
whom
can I be like
still
a-
owes Sunny a favor.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna walk in there like, give me your minigun so I can remake it myself.
I once copied the minigun.
All right. So, what does everyone do?
I mean, can we
I
see the shop from where we're at, even
Yes,
as we're following the big guy?
Yeah, as you're approaching, you end up seeing it.
Would it be smart to go in? Like, what if we go in and there's just like 50 people in there, just duking it out in a massive just bar brawl?
Only one way to find out.
Because it looks like it's an empty shop from the outside, right? Well maintained and such, but the second you enter in, it's just whoosh.
No.
Everyone's being murdered. Blood's everywhere. Freaking using hats as mops or something. I don't know.
All right.
Hat Pat's just in the background sipping tea, just like, this is wonderful for business. Because every time they grab a hat, he just adds it to a tab.
You'll be working for me for a long time.
Anyways, so what's the plan, everyone?
Can I go like 100 feet up and have the stealth bonus essentially?
Yes.
What do I see from this guy at that angle?
So let's see. How much closer, if we like, assuming you were on the ground, how far would you be from this guy? Just as a
100
reference.
feet.
Okay. So then.
Oh wait,
you-
I'm right above him. That's what you meant.
Yeah, so you can see he has he's 9 to 10 feet tall, and getting a closer look now, you can see he is wielding 4 swords, and he has 4 arms, and his helmet, for some odd reason, has 6 glowing red spots.
Is he Spider-Man?
Want to go down and find out? So, does anybody want to check out the shop that has the door wide open and a glow coming out the door? Or are you all going to go straight for this guy?
Make Hat Pat give me a minigun now? Or fight first?
I want a
Harold.
minigun. Okay, let's
The
go.
Herald. The Herald.
Well,
calling the
knowing
group.
Hat Pat, he might have some. He might. I actually don't know Hat Pat very well, but he seems like a genie type character. So she's like, "Give me a minigun, give me your minigun." Then he gives her like the one that shoots pillows.
That's somewhat accurate.
Gives
No
you a
idea what
minigun
you're talking
and
about.
no ammo.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There is this character in this world named Hat Pat. He runs a hat shop, so he calls it Hat Pat's Hats. His introduction to the campaign was in the sky, high, high up, a giant hat appeared. And he fell out of that hat. And on this day, there was a event that happens where spectral cities appear that is supposedly the gods showing off this. They're like spectral cities. This is where you go if you follow me, kind of thing. He crashed into one of them, tilted it, then landed in the tech city and set up a shop very quickly using magic. And he sells hats. Some of them are special magical hats and stuff like that. That was how everybody in the tech city got to know him.
and he gave Sunny a copy of his hat and nearly got her assaulted by priests.
Oh yeah, people weren't happy that this guy supposedly desecrated the spectral city of their god, and he made Sunny a decoy without telling them.
Talking about someone else's campaign.
And now he owes her a favor.
No, this happened in this campaign.
How much of this does the Herald know? Has the rest of the group talked about this?
I mean, you wouldn't have met him personally, but people talk when they think somebody tilted a city of the gods. You might not know directly what he looks like, but people would say a guy who sells hats is a heretic and such like that.
And Sunny hasn't mentioned the fact that he owes her. I definitely want to. He's a very interesting character. I enjoy him.
Well, like I said, the Herald wants to meet him, but their thing is they're following the group. So unless somebody else goes in there, they're sticking with the group.
I kind of want to see what he's doing down here. Just out of curiosity I understand why he's here, but I want to know why he's here. Like, what is he doing aside from trying to make a profit?
I'm now imagining that he's a competitor, and whenever somebody, I'm now imagining he's a competitor, and whenever someone comes in the shop to try and fight him, he's like, "Tell you what, if I win,
he is a competitor. He is a competitor. He does have a badge.
Indeed.
Yeah, but I'm just imagining like anytime someone comes in the store, he's like, "All right, I'll fight you, but if I win, you buy one of my hats."
It's one of the many ways that he makes money. And it's just like otherwise he just refuses to fight them and uses magic to just throw them out of the shop.
So what's the plan, guys?
They have to fight him.
My plan is just follow the beefy guy just in case he starts murdering the party. Backstab, as they say. I'm the spy.
I am the spy.
Yes.
Are you gonna go in Hysteria or?
The only person who I know is what they're doing. It would be Gilmith.
And it's nothing.
It's following the big guy looking for a fight, but he hasn't seen a badge yet.
Oh, as you would get closer, with 24 perception, you can see he does have a badge. The big guy with the 4 swords.
Out of curiosity, does the number look big?
It doesn't look too big. Yelmith, you want to give me a perception check? Because I believe you'd be close. Wait, no, you guys are 90 feet away. You could see it. It's not too bad to see. Teef rolled a 24 perception, so let me move you guys to the map where the guy is.
Probably a good idea.
The number on his badge is 230.
Yep. Time to kick some butt.
Now, the building with the open door, because at the time, its appearance is by chance. So, it's this building with the arrow.
Sit on his head. You're just like, you are mine now. Good boy. Pat, pat, pat.
Oh, freaking how Alec got introduced to the game. Basically that.
Yeah, sadly. They can't be.
Wait,
us.
what?
They were riding like on a big frog or something.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Battletoad.
Oh, I missed them. Battletoads.
So, there is a.
I am going to hold off my urge to visit Hat Pat. I will save his favor for later.
Well, as you guys get close, you do see one last sign on Hat Pat's shop. The sign says Warzone discount.
Ooh.
All items 20% off.
He's open.
He is.
I'm
He's
going.
always open.
Warzone discount.
got to be a trap. I'm totally just going in.
You go into the shop?
Yep.
All right, so I don't have a map for this yet because I want to make it a good one. So I'm gonna work on it with a little bit more time. But essentially, you walk in, the air is nice and cool in here. On the left is a wall with many racks of mini hats, and on the right is the same thing. Further down is you see the counter where there is. Do you know what a satyr is?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, Hat Pat is a satyr. So
Excellent.
Don't forget, big crocodile man.
yeah, I was gonna get to that. Is Hat Pat is behind the counter wearing his fancy hat, just chilling behind it, hands down on the table. I was trying to pull out his character, but I guess apparently it's not on here anymore. So you guys could see him. So let me quickly.
Draw a squig. You can draw a squiggly line for all I care.
I'm going to. The building does seem slightly bigger than it should be on the inside, at least. But next to.
It's
Oh, God.
like I was in this small building, and all of a sudden it looks like a large building.
Yep. Looks a bit bigger,
Oh.
wider, and deeper.
Nice. So extra dimensional pocket.
Oh, yeah. You're a little headband of intellect. I was like, that's weird coming from Teef. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's like a small genius now.
As a note, as soon as somebody in the party went in, the herald would have been right behind them.
All right, so full description. On the left and on the right, both large walls with many, many hats. Anytime you look and you see something and you're like, yeah, I'm not interested in that, you look away and you glance back for just a second and new hats are there. Behind the counter is the satyr, which I'm getting his token imported into the game now so I can show you what he looks like. And then next to him, just sort of standing cross-armed in, I believe it was heavy armor, is a 10-foot tall lizard person.
Hello, I'm Teef. As you can see, I do not have a hat, and would like one. Do you have any fish-type hats?
Ah, fish-like hat. Are you looking for something that makes you more like a fish or something that just fits the theme?
Just something that fits.
Alright. So, both the Lizard Man and Hat Pat have badges. Hat Pat's is at 730. Lizard Man's is at 230. And there's a sign that says no fighting or else, as well as a few rules saying only warfare allowed in here is psychological warfare. And stuff like that. Also, no stealing.
Fishman been busy.
So he reaches underneath the desk and he pulls out.
Man, Kothar must have been real busy.
So he pulls out a hat that has a light blue color to it, and it looks like it slants down a bit in its shape so that it tapers off a bit towards the back, and he tosses it towards you.
So, what's this hat do exactly?
It's a great hat. What it does is, every now and then, you can activate it, or you can get the non-magical version, which is just looks cool. But the magical version will fire a large blast of water.
Huh.
It'll
Or
go
like
about
what's
30
outside.
feet, 10-foot wide line, and man, does it push people.
So, it pushes people and can put out fires, maybe.
Yepperoo.
And what's the normal cost of this kind of hat?
The normal cost is about 1,000 gold, but currently it's at 800. But I do give trial hats, so that you know if you want it.
Right. What's the down payment for a trial hat?
Well, the trial hats are designed so that they are easily destroyed upon first use. Not to mention, you can only have used one trial hat, and you can't actively have more than one. So the cost is, depending on if I like you or not, as in if you did me a favor, it's usually, if you didn't, about 50 gold.
And what kind of favors you ask for?
Let's not ask for favors. For instance, there was this one person who came. He was my first customer. I gave him a free trial hat, a pretty good one. But if you do anything I like, impress me in any way, I often will give a free trial hat.
I'll look in the mirror, trying the hat on. Does it look sharky enough, like a fin, or does it make it dumb?
Yeah. It does fit and make it look a bit like a fin. Part of how it tapers back and gets thinner towards the back. It also gets a little bit taller, making it look like a cool second fin. And if you don't like how it looks, it reshapes itself to match something you'd like.
Fancy. I like it. Well, I don't really have an extra 50 gold, but I sure kind of want it. What kind of favor would it take to get you that? Let me try it out.
I was gonna think for a moment and say, you know that four-armed guy outside?
The big one?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of noticed him. I was kind of eyeing him up, but we're kind of new at this, so I'm not real sure exactly.
Well, he tried to fight me, but we were in the shop, so I had my friend here points to 10-foot tall lizard man, escort him out, and well, for a little while he sort of just kept hitting the building. I don't like him that much. If you get a point, well, you're 10 points from him, then I'll let you have a trial hat.
Okay.
When Hat Pat pointed up to Kothar, he promptly cracked his knuckles.
Yeah, Kothar is an ex-character of Hysteria's.
Played him, realized, let's try something else. And now I'm Sunny.
What?
The Herald will speak up, attempting to use their telepathic communication with this satyr. I don't know if that will have any consequences, but we'll say.
Second you enter his mind, you're bombarded with just
Advertisements.
Yeah.
Not really. It was just
Pop up.
it's sensory overload. You die.
okay. So, what do you say to him in his head?
The very nature of this place drips with chaos. It's glorious. Do you have any of your headwear that reflects that nature?
He pauses and thinks for a moment. And he pulls out another hat. This one is constantly changing shape. He says, I got this neat little hat here. Tosses it towards your character.
A tentacle will reach out, grab it, and slowly lower it outside of the hood on top of their head.
So it starts to change a little bit more until it stops when it matches your style. You know, the yellow and the chaos bit has little accents to it of your choice, essentially. And like that will essentially change randomly into something different. That's just the basic version of it. Sorry. The cool version of it. Well, the cool version of it, the magical version, has the ability to essentially change you too. To a smaller degree. It just has small benefits. But it can, every now and then, cause a little area change. He waves his hands around and an image is put in your head of an example of using it. and essentially you see somebody. Well, Hat Pat's the example. You see Hat Pat, say, in a field with 3 people charging at him. He takes the hat off, throws it up in the air, and it stops above the area between them, spins, and the area turns into quicksand, and they all fall into it.
How much for the best?
This one has different tiers. The powerful version can affect like a near 100-foot area. The more affordable versions go from like 10, 20, and 50 ranges. For the 10-foot one, it's about 400 gold. For 20, 700. For 50, 1200. And for the 100-foot area one, well, the 100-foot area one, it also has some other abilities. So if you're interested in saving up, the higher tier version, mwah! And he says the 100-foot version would cost around 15,000.
The Herald shall take the 10-foot, back when they have enough of this land's currency to truly embrace such chaos. And I will drop 400 gold on the counter.
He gives you the hat. I'll give you the stats once we're... actually, is that everybody who's in this room?
Yeah.
Sonny, you're not entering?
She's kind of just... Yeah, she would have walked in, and she's kind of just standing there.
Oh,
She's looking
it's
around.
you.
It seems like she's interested. She's just like, yes, it's me. You still owe me that favor.
Ah.
Yes, act all coy. You still owe me. I'm not going to take it yet, but I won't forget. I literally have it written down.
Gotta get my keyboard out. He's going to toss you a hat, Sonny, and say, if you ever need to call in that favor, just throw that hat up in the air.
She's going to look at it and then look back up at him. If I put this on, I'm not going to, but if I put it on, I'm not going to get mistaken for you again, am I?
Not unless you want to.
As helpful as ever.
All right.
She's then going to put it into her bag.
Okey doke. Anybody have any questions for him?
You said the big angry man outside with the multiple arms tried to fight? You correct? Is there anything you could say to us without needing to charge us?
He has 4 arms and he likes to hit a lot.
So, nothing beyond what we already knew.
Sort of just chucked him out, really. I don't know that much about what he can do.
Thank you for your time. She's all smiley, just like, thank you very much. You're helpful as always. Just not as sarcastic or sneery.
Hey, 1 second. Okay, All right, there we are. So, anything from Teef for the Herald?
Well, we were just talking, and then I got interrupted. I really don't know what's going on at this point.
The Herald will ask Pat, do you believe in the inevitability of the void?
I mean, I've experienced it like 2 or 3 times, so kinda, yeah.
I believe in nature, and I think your void is evil and kind of dumb. Indubitably.
When he says, yeah, the Herald just nods and says, as it should be, and turns to leave.
I love his use of the word indubitably.
Hey, I got a fucking headband of intellect. Fuck you.
I love it. Make dumb characters smart. It's fun.
Meanwhile, has the thing outside done?
He is going towards the building again. All right, now that
I'm walking towards the big guy.
1 second, let me inch these guys a little bit closer. There we are.
Both of us.
Now, hold on. Why isn't my buddy like on top of him? Is he riding his shoulder?
Nah, he's 100
I'm
feet
100
above
feet
him.
up. Seeing him get closer probably would sneak on the backside. You might be able to get a glimpse of me.
I'm disappointed in the amount of health that Hat Pat has.
Oh, that's just his token. I don't have his
I assumed
up-to-date
this is
sheet. This is from the campaign he's originally from.
How much else is
Ah.
171.
Not actually 171. He probably has like at least double that.
One of those characters you're not supposed to fight.
Well, I mean, you could theoretically fight anybody, but I think everybody here knows except for you two. But like everybody should know from the story, if it's true, that he's probably fairly strong. The story was this dude fell out of the sky, crashed into a spectral city that's supposedly run by the gods, made it tilt, landed on the ground, got back up and said, "Anyone want to buy a hat?"
And then just fucked off.
I normally don't piss off shopkeepers or large associations unless they're like diametrically opposed to my alignment or belief system. But everybody else is fair game.
Do the hats require attunement, or do they work as soon as you put them on?
They work as soon as you put them on, unless it's a very powerful hat. Then it's different.
I don't think mine's very powerful. It just sprays water once a day.
Yeah, the one you're looking for wouldn't need attunement either.
Yeah.
Maybe if I got the 15K one.
It's overpriced, but I wouldn't mind having a trial. Just, for emergencies.
Alright, so as you approach the guy... Alright, they'll give Harold a chance to... Do you leave the building, or are you still staying in and talking with Pat?
Oh, I'm up on the roof of the building now.
Oh, okay.
As soon as he acknowledged the void, I'm like, okay, my work's done here.
Look, but do you believe in the void? I mean, I've experienced it 2 or 3 times.
As someone who lives in the void, something like that should probably get their attention.
Except that I know there are plenty of things that live in the void.
Well, I mean, true, but wouldn't it be nice to know a little more about it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something that can be discussed at leisure later, not during the war zone.
Yeah, it is.
True.
Right, small note. This is semi-known. It's kind of just a rumor at the moment, is that his shop teleports. There was an instance where the party was in the middle of doing something, testing out experimental weapons, and Pat's shop appeared on the wall.
And a figure fell out of it.
Yeah, that was an interesting time.
Yeah. Isn't he still,
He's still a part of the group. He's just often really busy, sadly.
Yeah, but isn't the character just hanging out with this version of Dr. K?
At the moment, I guess so, yeah.
I mean, that just makes sense to me.
All right. So you're on the roof. Teeth's there. Gelmeth's ready for the surprise. The guy with the forearms and the heavy armor on takes a single stomp forward and starts to raise his swords. Initiative, but Gelmeth can have a surprise round if you'd like.
Yeah. I was about to say it in that moment. I want to stab him. Do I get advantage?
Yes, you do.
Nice. Wow.
That's
highest of 17. I think.
I got 21.
Oh, this
and then an 11.
This number didn't change. 1 second. Yeah, sadly, neither of those hit.
All right, so I trip.
Yeah, let me just before I confirm that, let me double check and make sure the right number is in its AC slot. Yep.
This is massive. Probably. Unless it was like 100 something.
All right, so.
So it would notice me then, right?
Yeah.
Frick.
I mean, you missed, and in front of him is a really big shark dude in armor.
Guess that means initiative, huh?
Yep. I get
that would be 17.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. You said you got a 17?
Yeah.
All right. Move you down. So I can click that. Move you back up. Tief's already in. Harold's already in. Just gotta add in Sunny.
If it matters, I'd probably... How tall is this thing?
9.5 feet tall.
I'd probably be around like 10 feet up, if it matters.
Okie doke.
So just high enough to spit in his face.
Exactly.
Smart.
And
Make him angry.
gotta quickly type this.
He is going to be so angry. He's going to lose, what, like 20,000 points, all divided to us. He'll be crying to his mom or something.
What if he's doing this for his mama, though? Like, he's using it to pay for her life-saving surgeries or something.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about the lives of the people that we're fighting.
That's fake news.
Lo and behold, we come across a lowly peasant who's just trying his damnedest to help his family.
Hysteria, check DMs.
He has, like... Why do you keep messaging me?
You know why.
Bleh! You scare me. Ow.
Freaking
Fucking
you paladin get Aura of Heroism or whatever it's called.
Aura of Charisma? What?
Aura of Courage.
It's Aura of Protection. Oh, wait, no, it's Aura of Protection and then Aura of Courage. You're right.
Aura of Charisma.
Aura of Charisma.
If that boosts charisma, I'd love to have that.
It's
As
just like,
paladin.
Charisma go Bert.
Charisma go burr.
That actually sounds like something cool. It's just like, while in range of this character, and it'd have to be like a bard or something, all friendly creatures' charisma are increased by something.
So, Sonny, your
That'd be
turn
a cool
first.
subclass of temporary buffs.
Oh god, I get to go first. Ooh.
That'd be-
Mm.
But, oh,
She shouldn't be back here. Blip. No, she shouldn't be over there either. She's going to be just outside of the shop and shoot him in the face. First attack, normal. Ooh. Does an 18 hit?
Sadly, it just barely does not.
Oh. That's scary. Mm,
You have extra attack, right?
yes, I am looking now. I'm going to guarantee damage. Magic missile.
I mean, the extra attack still takes your action, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Extra
I'm
attack
not
is
gonna
an
use
extra
this.
action.
Oh wait, can I not do a spell on an attack at the same time? I forget. I've never.
Is an attack or a spell and a spell and a spell? I think it was.
Is
No,
an attack?
there's-
Extra attack is if you take the attack action, you can make an extra attack. The spell, casting a spell is a different thing.
Oh yeah, casting a spell is its own thing. It's its own action. Back, so all I can do is shoot it again. So I'm gonna shoot him again. Nope.
That hit. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Ethal misses.
You cast shield, but it's gone now.
That's concerning.
Let me quickly check something. No, by the way, if I hope you guys saw when you were talking to Hat Pat, I made a giant token of him appear on the map.
Yeah.
I've heard
He's a very handsome goat boy thingy.
What is he exactly? What race?
He's a satyr, like half human, half goat.
Oh, the forearm thing.
An oni. I don't know.
He's covered completely in armor at the moment. You cannot tell.
I would like to play as that race.
So that's your turn, right, Sonny?
It's all I can do.
All right. Big guy's turn. Still AC at 22, I see, Teef. So he's going to attempt to hit that. I think this is going to auto-roll public, but I don't really care that much.
I prefer it that way.
Wow. All right.
Oh, those are mean numbers.
He hits with 2.
Forearms attacks 3
You
times.
do see that there are a few dents in his armor already, by the way. It's just a note.
So he has been fighting.
Oh yeah, that's not supposed to be part of the damage roll. Oh well. 16 damage total.
All right, I marked it off.
All right. I believe that is his turn. Gelmith.
Yes. So I can flank with him, right?
Yep.
Alright. Friggin', I may have missed, but you know what? Might as well try again. Highest is 22,
That will hit.
and then a 17.
That will miss.
What
Alright.
ability lets him roll 4d20s? What?
2 weapons.
What?
He's flanking and he bonus action attacking by dual wielding.
Is he made of ice or rock?
He is not. 50.
He's
One
made
day,
of
one-
flesh and bone.
That would be 19 damage.
Minus. Alright. He does now look bloodied. He had already been injured before this.
One of these days,
Well,
the answer to that will be
helpful.
yes, and that will probably be the day you forget to ask.
And moving would just mean he would attack me, so I'm just gonna stay here. Actually, I can move technically. I'll stay.
Alright. On the way to Teef's turn. Before Teef's turn happens, something happens on initiative count 16.
Oh, it's
It is time.
What is
It's
that?
time for what? And concern.
Angry shopkeeper.
What?
Wait, can I just thought of something.
What?
What?
Fly out of range from him to attack. He can't hit me now.
Attack of opportunity for doing it.
I hit him.
Do you have mobile?
And my swashbuckler.
Oh, swashbuckler.
Get nay, fool.
Nice.
And that'd be like, what, 20? That'd be enough.
Da, da, da. Alrighty.
Oh god, why is there a shopkeeper here?
Also, where is this guy over here?
Da, da, da.
Something that's happening right now.
He is coming out at this moment. Sorry, I just gotta pull something up. Alright, so this guy does something, and I gotta roll this guy's thing. Button. Alright. So, you see this guy walk out, and this guy does not look very happy. He seems a bit scared, inching towards this direction at the moment. Not out of attack area yet.
Is this guy scared?
Yeah, he doesn't exit for an attack opportunity yet. It's
Okay.
not his turn.
Yeah.
But he seems a little distressed by that guy. Teef, your turn.
All right. Chief is casting Spirit Guardian.
God damn it. That's
Spirit Guardian's a good ability.
the number of times.
He needs to give me a DC 15 waves wisdom save or take 16.
All right. 16 damage.
And then I'm pulling out my shark totem. Bonus action.
It's a per day thing, so it hasn't recharged yet.
We had a long rest.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're charged at dawn.
So essentially, it would spend 8 hours. You used it at the middle of the day, slept for 8 hours. It's now night of the same day.
Oh, all right. Well, then I don't. But I'll give him a bite.
Go ahead.
13 hit.
A 13 does not hit.
Then I'm done.
All right. Harold.
Harold's gonna look at the situation, the size of this big guy, and then take off their new hat and throw it. And I would like to activate it centered slightly behind him so as not to catch Teef. Not worried about Gilmouth since he's flying.
Hey. That's
Oh,
what we call teamwork.
close.
That I didn't even expect.
Yeah.
All
Now
right.
seems as good a time as any. So
So you turn the area around him into essentially quicksand, and he starts to sink immediately.
you didn't say, but I assume that uses up my action to activate, correct?
Yes. This version does.
You know?
Next version is bonus action.
He's
Question?
just right now he's already ankles deep. He's heavy guy, and all that weight's on 2 small feet. All right, the Sunny's turn again.
As,
Oh, go ahead.
as a bonus action, I will also Misty step over to this roof to have a better shot at him next round.
Okie doke. All right.
Is he
Sunny.
considered restrained or anything?
Not
Like
yet.
by the quicksand? No.
Is something on their turn that they have to like roll dex or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
She's gonna pull
Find
away
out.
from the. She's gonna pull away from the shop a little bit, just to be courteous, so she's not shooting right next to his door. And let's try again. Boop. Damn it. Boop. Ooh.
Miss. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you hit that time.
I was going to. I was going to cry. It's only 5 damage.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
All right.
5 damage better than no damage.
He's not looking too happy. He's not critical or anything, but he looks pretty beat up already.
He's angry that he's being trapped.
On his turn, he tries to move, but we all know how that works when you're standing in quicksand.
Moving makes
Well,
it
I mean,
worse.
if he's big enough, and depending on how far out it is, he could theoretically move. But
Yeah, no, there's still a roll he has to make, but you get the idea. All right, is it still here? Okay, the big lizard guy. This is them from the shop.
They are very big. They ate their,
All right, so
they ate all their breakfasts, and now they are big boy.
very big boy. He munch.
Big chungus.
all right. He sinks deeper as he tries to pull out, but sadly he ends up just sinking further in. He is now considered, what's the word? Not restrained yet, but
Prone.
Grapple.
Or
grappled, yeah. By the ground. Isn't
Where's
that
that?
fun?
Make a contested athletics check with the earth.
Which you think is stronger? The force of earth or your legs? Sorry. Alright, so him attempting to move does not go well as he failed that. That was supposed to be a save. Now he is surrounded and he thinks best bet's to probably try and take you all out. He's not that smart. So he's gonna use his action for attacking.
When in doubt, kill them.
He's still aiming at Shark Guy. Miss. 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 As he, with each move, as he's frantically panicked from the fact that he's sinking into the ground he was standing on moments before, swinging his swords all around, and just keeps bouncing off of Yatif. Alright, Gelmith.
yes, I am here. You know, I'm feeling like just freaking slicing them up this time. 18 and then a 26.
26 hits?
18.
Nope.
Fair. Wait. Oh, I rolled a d8 twice. That'd be 14 damage.
14?
Yeet. And sneak attack's pretty good.
Alright. Yeah. He's not very
And
happy.
continue to do my thing. Go up. Just dive bombing him at this point.
Bang, bang, bang. Die, peasant. Hysteria, I need you to look at something real quick.
It's always me.
There are reasons for these things.
Can you send me something? I feel left out.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
There you go.
You're the worst person for not saying something.
Look, I considered it, but it just didn't feel right. Oh, okay. Gotta open this up real quick. Alright, so 1 second, I gotta make sure I keep this open. Just some computer issues. Okay. Well, that's not good. Top right dude's character sheet won't open for some reason.
Oh boy.
Alright, let me try refreshing the page and hope that works.
What's it on, like Google Docs or something? Is it just being a bitch?
Yes. It's an existing thing, so I had to open a link. It's there we go.
Yay, it worked.
Oh, my eye.
By the power of sending good vibes.
There
I
we
said
go.
the bad vibes, not gonna lie.
Why would you send me bad vibes?
You sent me you suck.
You do
Very
suck.
I'm allowed to be petty.
Alright. Da, 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 da.
Ah, my dice! My phone! Everything is falling. I love Google Docs, but sometimes it is just a pain.
Yep. So, why are you not done refreshing? Why are you taking so long?
What is
That's
it
what you
doing
bad
now?
vibe.
Is it roll 20
Yeah.
this time? First Google, now this.
That's not you.
Alright, here we are.
Isn't it Gormak's turn?
Gormash?
What's your name? Gelmith? Gormak?
I just did my thing.
It's this NPC token thing giving me a lot of issues. I'm gonna smite them at this rate.
Smite them down.
Alright. So,
Their story is
alright,
irrelevant.
well, I guess in a weird way, the page hasn't finished loading, as in can't move anything. Okay, there we are. Now I have full control.
Give them a net 20 for their roll or something.
Is this a shopkeep just coming out and helping us beat the guy down?
He came out from behind a building.
What's
So-
he look like?
So maybe.
Oh, this
Like, is he just a shopkeep, or is he, like,
he's got
armed or something?
he's got a large one-handed machete in one hand, and he is wearing a strange mask. My body is in pain right now. Anyways,
So-
he's running up and attacking.
Got a badge?
Yeah, has he got a badge?
Hmm. 1 second.
Everyone's like,
Oh,
does he have
God.
the badge?
Do we fight? Do we betray this man?
3 points.
Do we steal this man's career?
I won't put it like that, but yes, that's what we do.
Would have had to walk in my spirit guardians for the record.
Yes, he has multiple badges apparently around his belt, looking at what's written.
Are they the badge?
They're badges from the competition.
Oh.
But
He has
they are not
multiple of them?
glowing.
Shopkeep with he's taking badges. What is this man's doing?
He's the BBG.
Does he have?
He's stealing
He is
badges.
he is the big bag evil guy.
Anyways, he rolled two
stealing
26s to hit, so I accidentally had it set to
Bruh.
GM, but I was like, all right, roll for 2 attacks, 18 plus a number. Yeah.
Okay, so you put him in the wrong place then.
Let me.
It'd be funny to have a campaign where the BBG was the tavern keeper of the tavern the party in the first session.
Absolutely.
All right, so he strikes this dude twice with a long machete and deals a good hunk of damage.
Would he be considered almost dead?
He is not quite critical, but he's getting there. And you see as the machete, for just a moment, flashes with a light.
And then the little shop manager needs to give me a saving throw because he walked into my aura.
All right. Okay, dude's now critical. I'll get you that save. Anyways, just gotta you a save. Let's quickly roll a d20. I think he succeeds.
Only takes half.
All right.
They're kind of noticeable, so I mean, he would have seen it walking into it. It's his own fault.
All right. It is now your turn, Teef.
Well,
I mean,
then
can you choose to just not have the shopkeep get affected or something?
when I cast it, I can designate targets that it doesn't affect. Be my party, but I didn't know him, so he would get affected. And then you need to get
Fair.
saved for Spirit Guardians on the other guy too, or he takes 6.
We might fight him, so it's might help.
Save.
It is your turn, Teef.
Yeah, I just told you to save.
Oh, okay. For both of them, right?
Yep, new turn.
First, this guy. Big guy. Yeah, he fails. Other guy. Yeah, he fails.
So they each take 16 radiant.
Well, this guy's down. Wonk.
The big guy. What about this guy?
One moment. He's still up.
Did you recast it? Is that what happened?
No, it happens every turn.
At the start of their turns.
Well, we did it on the start of mine because he wasn't doing it on their turns. Too much to remember, I think. But fair enough. I'll just walk up to him and get off our kill and smack him. Does a 21 hit? I should take that plus off.
You're just gonna straight up attack the shopkeep.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Like, he has badges, but it doesn't look like any of them are on.
Oh, say that again?
And he's not wearing any on his chest either, which is, like, if he had a badge, it's not allowed to hide it.
All right, then I want to tag him. Hey, bud, you need to stay away from my spell there. What are you doing? You're not in the game.
I will be right back. My bladder is killing me. I drink too much water.
Why are you drinking so much?
I don't know. I'm thirsty.
I mean,
Only
that's
one
fair.
person would drink to hydrate. Make that 2.
Oh, god damn it, Mike. My stream has a feature, and occasionally Mike pops in just to do this thing, and it's essentially forced me to take a drink of water.
Pretty funny.
Fuck you too, Hunter. Anyways,
Did he do this? Did he do it again?
I quickly gotta use the bathroom. Yes, he did. Alright, fuck you, Hunter. I'm using the bathroom.
Drink 2 more times, nerd.
So how's your guys' fight going?
Pretty well. You won.
That's good.
Yeah. Random shopkeep comes in out of nowhere. Hits big four-armed man hard.
Really
And
big
then-
killing blow though. Not worth.
Not a killing blow, not worth it. Just no. And he's got empty badges or something on his waist.
He's killing people in the contest.
That's illegal. What if he's just beating them or taking their badges from them?
That's possible. It's also possible that he is just a mass murderer.
You see, I always assume the worst case scenario, so I'm going to kill him now.
Well, I can appreciate he gets sick at shutting down his shop and doesn't like the game. But, I don't want to kill him if he's not, just an evil psychotic fuck. But then again, we could just,
We don't get points from him, so what's the point?
I don't know. I mean, think about it. If he came up and did that to you, what would you think? Because we don't know what transpired between him and this dude. So we'll ask. How's that?
Fair.
Alright, I'm back.
I believe Tifa was asking this guy a question.
Yes, what was your question? Hello?
Eve?
I think I remember the question, but Deef, you there?
I told the guy, hey, you need to stay out of my spelling. What are you doing interfering with the game, bub?
Alright, so. He shrugs his shoulders at you, writes a note, and sort of tosses it in your direction.
Well, you can't speak?
He starts walking away.
Opportunity of attack. I said no.
You're currently out of rage.
Gotta read the note.
What type of combat?
It's an address
That's an address.
to a shop, yes.
Well, that's ominous.
Is this bitch advertising his product?
Well,
I mean, you gotta.
if you want this
When in
stuff-
doubt, you gotta go where the people are. I mean, where your people are, and if your people are crazy nut job fighters, go to them.
So,
Well, I'm gonna look
Who knows?
through the window.
Maybe he's got bounties or something.
I looked at the window to Mr. Satar and tipped my hat to him and give him a big, stupid, cheesy grin.
Just gives you a thumbs up, snaps his fingers, and the hat now just for a second glows and then stops.
Hey, Bubs, you wanna, go check out this address he gave? Maybe there's a reward. Or if he's a psychopath and he's got a haunted house, we just take him out and do everybody a little bit of good.
All right, I was planning on going to the shop.
so question: the four-armed guy, has he been swallowed by the ground yet?
Yeah.
Harold's just watching his unconscious form sink in, wondering if the magic of the badges is enough to prevent suffocation.
Oh Lord. So how many points we get for this guy?
All right, let's see.
I can get myself.
Each of you get 2, and then there's 2 left to distribute. So I will say, dude who flied gets 3 total. Teef also gets 3 total. There are specific bases for this, and sometimes it's a bit more fucky wucky.
That's all right. Like, what was I gonna say? I hate the word I hate it when people at me, so I'll try to not at you.
Coming in late and being more of a support role, I imagine I'll be at the back when it comes to points for pretty much the whole campaign.
Anyone else need heals? Okay, just me.
Well, is there anything else you guys would like to do? The Warzone will be ending in about 25 to 30 minutes, and we're probably going to be ending the session soon.
I gotta get that sale.
Oh my.
You said there was a Warzone sale.
Yeah. Oh, right. That reminds me. Add 80 gold to your money, Harold.
Oh, sweet.
It was supposed to be 20% off.
Right.
Yeah, so do I get the discount price when I come back, buddy? Just wondering if I could get a little receipt for that.
For you, sure. And he just writes down a note and puts a stamp on it and hands it to you.
Thank you.
What's happening? What? I just walk in, watch transactions, like, alright.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it official, like, I still want my discount price because I did the favor and set up a future sale.
So wait, how many points did everyone get again? I missed that, if that was discussed. I got 2, okay. Works for me.
Because semi-evenly distributed.
Alright, give me a second. What'd you say, Gail?
So what happened here? Like while I walk into the store, him holding a note or something.
I did a favor and I gave him a note. It was essentially, if he comes back to purchase that hat, he still gets the 20% off.
Well, I did help with that, but
a smart businessman does not give a discount without it being asked for. And earned.
Speaking of, do you still have this hat? And I pull out the trial run.
Yeah.
How much you say it was?
About 1,000 gold. During the sale, it's only 800.
Hold on, let me just double check my gold.
Just a small flavor note. There's a door behind him. There are 2 doors. One of them opens up, and you see somebody who looks like they were very injured walk out, look around confused, and he has a badge on, and it's red. Does
red mean they're out?
That means they're out.
I was going to say the same thing.
He's like, what the fuck happened? How about looks of finger guns? It just says, you tried to fight. Anyways, get out of my fucking shop.
Does Kothar then proceed to pick them up and quite literally just duffel bag them out of the shop.
Pretty much.
I zoned out like,
Picks
in the
them
middle of
up.
that. What's going on?
This dude with the red badge
Big
came
lizard
out
man.
when he asked what happened. Pat said you tried to fight in the shop, and then Big Lizard Man picked him up and threw him out the door.
And then
Yeah.
proceeded to grab a stone as a glimmering light passed over him, and he wiped his hands down.
We don't actually earn any gold for the contest, do we?
No, but the essentially what you actually get for it is, well, there's a chance of the whole betting things, but also the more points you have, the more people will recognize you. Some places will start to give you deals if they're like, you might be up and coming, stuff like that. You might be sought out for certain competitions that can earn you money. And then some places will have like, you must have this number of points to participate. For instance, there's certain levels of difficulty in certain arenas that are run by the same people who do the competition, and they'll put items and gold on the line for that, but you might have to have, say, at least 50 points to enter.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. So there's always reward to the risk, and the more risk it is, the more rewarding it is. But then you have people that are just like at that godly tier where it's just like, there's no point in fighting the other people that are up here because they're going to be just as impossible to kill as me. So then they kind of just use it to make money.
Yeah, so it's kind of, depending on your personality and your style and how many points you have, you could possibly end up as that person who got sponsored by Pepsi for beating the crap out of people. That kind of thing.
I'm going to get sponsored. I'm going to get sponsored by Amazon for making weapons of mass destruction. That is my goal for Sunny.
I don't remember what the video was, but it made me think of the video where they're like, we're currently testing out new modes of transportation, one of which is attaching your package to a ballistic missile. Anyways, so what do you wish to say, Yelmith?
Instead of saying I just handed him the money.
He gives you the hat.
Excellent. So do I get to keep the free hat?
I mean, it just does what your hat does. And pretty much all he does is snap his fingers and it becomes the real hat.
I want 2 hats.
Scam somebody.
You see, if you put this on your head, you breathe void.
Oh, that's what happened, probably. I just found the stats for the dragon hat.
Same price?
Yep.
Alright.
He does say, though, that there is an upgraded version that does more. It costs a lot, though.
Alright, I need a new goal. How much does this cost?
50,000.
I was actually going to say 50,000. You beat me to it. I was like, what's a ridiculous number? Ah. And I would have been right.
So...
I need to think of a good moment.
I just thought
sorry.
I just realized it. We're just not getting paid, are we?
No, not really.
So
Nope.
we need to find a job, some gold.
Yep. Like I said, one of the things about this campaign was that the competition itself won't be the basis for the campaign. It's more of an add-on on top of it, and it gives you more options and such.
It's a means to make money and gain reputation.
Well, not make money, or gain reputation, yeah.
I have fun, dude, but we need to make money.
Can you send me the stats of the hats, if you could?
Oh, yeah, I was actually about to hit send on that.
Okay.
Lo and behold, Mr. Shopkeep came out, saw that we weren't a bunch of dickheads, or we were fighting the dickhead, and was just like, hey! Thanks. Or something stupid, I don't know.
I'm smarter than I used to be, but I'm kind of a dickhead.
Right. One last thing before we end up ending, but I'll let T finish. Sorry, he started. I thought you were done talking. I have a bad habit of that. Go ahead.
Done. Go ahead.
Right. Is Gelmith. So, he goes, I want to ask you a question. You think I should do this? He pulls out a sign that hasn't been put up yet, and it essentially says 100 gold transportation somewhere.
Are you saying any
Oh,
card?
yeah.
You think people might pay for this?
I would.
Here's the
But
thing,
I
though:
don't
is
have
it
a problem.
random transportation? Like, does Hat Pat choose?
That's what I was
No,
thinking. I don't think the character
that's
realized
what
that, though.
that's what he. No, that's what you pay for. But if you pay the premium, which is like triple the cost, then you get to choose where you go.
Try times 5. That was actually his plan.
Knew it.
Feywild. Oh god.
I paused there, like, what do you realize that?
I need to exercise and get a little, too much beer weight down in my tail.
Anyways, just out of curiosity. So wait, what did you say, Gelmith? You said you would pay for that?
Yeah.
He
Not
just
now,
he just throws it up on above him and hangs it up. And then what is everybody's badges at in terms of points?
I believe 16. Just double check.
Sonny's is at 13.
18.
I'm doing better than I thought. I'm at 16.
Oh, frick, we're tied.
I've been getting like 1 extra point because I've been doing all the tanking.
You're very specialized for combat, but that means you dish out a lot of damage.
I don't know that I'm specialized for combat. I'm a life cleric. I just got
Healing is part of combat.
I just got some tanking armor and a +2 shield is all.
All right, so I think we're gonna end it here. The new sign has been added: transportation 100G premium service. You choose. Except that's only offered. It only appears on the sign of the room where the transportation happens. You enter, and he's like, "All right, so an extra 400 gold if you want to choose where you go. No refunds, by the way."
No refunds. So, a scam, essentially.
Eh,
So, the question.
only a little bit of a scam.
No, it's not. It's not a scam because it says,
In a
it says
sense.
choose for random it's just like 100 gold for transportation. It just says transportation. Doesn't specify where. And then it says 400 for your choice. It's not a scam. It's just being 100% literal.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the moon. Poof.
You know
I
what?
mean-
Would you like to buy a premium hat of breathing? 500 gold, but for you,
You might-
I'll say 800.
Isaac, this brings up a curious question. Valak can breathe anywhere. Can he survive on the moon?
I feel like this came up before.
Because you told me that he can breathe anywhere.
Dr. K can breathe
Those
anywhere.
were
You, after a few minutes, might be
Velocity.
able to.
just means he needs to hold his breath for a few minutes and then he can breathe without oxygen. Ooh.
So, if we're wrapping up here, are we going to come back after a long rest? With the end
Yes,
of
and
the-
you all level up.
Oh, even better.
I'll take that.
Yay, I am now level 7.
We all are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have coconut.
4th
Yeah,
level
I guess that does
spells.
change.
Is coconut? Is that the stream?
What'd you say?
Coconut.
Coconut, that's
Is that
Hunter.
the... Oh, okay. So We actually have 5 people.
Wait, I just realized something. I need to.
Yeah,
I
his
need to
character's
change
doing
some-
something else. I'm gonna have he's here essentially so he knows what happened when he is paying attention. I'm gonna have to do a one-on-one with him at some point and talk over what it is he would do during this time.
I was just
Let's see how
wondering.
badly I roll for hit points this level. You reroll ones, right?
Yep. Depending on your hit die, how I do it is if your health die is a D6, you reroll ones, D8, 1 and 2, D10, 1, 2, 3, D12, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm glad I get to reroll twos as well then.
Wait for it. It's gonna be a 3.
Almost.
4. Wow, somehow
I think
people
back
still
on-
roll bad.
Think about going level 3 paladin. Not gonna lie.
So,
I have rolled that every-
remembering Isaac, artificers have a D8 for health, right?
Yep.
Okay, that was.
That's what I thought.
I see what I rolled.
Yeah, it's always either you like roll until you get near minimum for my stats, or the person rolls 2 ones and then a max. I've done that before for these
That's
characters.
beautiful.
You rolled you didn't roll a die, but you rolled an 8 technically.
Yeah, I had left roll 20. I'm waiting for it to refresh.
Ooh, I did good for health, boy.
Yeah.
Also, Isaac, I think I've been forgetting to add tough the last few levels, so I just did that. I got some nice health. I keep forgetting that Sunny has tough. I probably shouldn't do that. I brought it up earlier, but then I stopped and I thought, wait, have I been adding that to her health?
Anyway.
So I went back
Oh, go ahead.
and I did some calculations, like, probably not.
But yeah, so everybody is now level 7. Hope you guys had fun. Some things
pretty
were a
fun.
bit wonky because, 1, some websites gave me trouble. 2, certain things didn't go the way I was hoping. And it wasn't your fault. It was mainly a technology thing again. Like,
It moistened.
certain things not functioning the way I thought they did. Anyways,
Chrome is a cruel, cruel mistress.
indeed.
Not Chrome.
Internet.
Google.
Google.
Yes. Internet. Google. What does Flash of Genius do? Because that's what
I like
looked
that
up.
one. It's great. I made a
Eh.
I made a special subclass ability, but it's not paired with an actual class yet. It's just a theoretical one at the moment called Destructive Genius, and it's just an altered version of that ability, which is, if they choose, they can instead use Flash of Genius to be Destructive Genius, where they subtract the number from somebody within like a certain range.
Oh, that's mean.
So the
It's just like,
Go ahead, Mal.
Go ahead. I thought you were done. Sorry.
No, I was done.
I was saying something though.
Oh, was there?
it was something stupid. Going ahead.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask the thing on my cloak that was in progress. Would it be done by the time we
Yep.
come back next week? Sweet. Also, how do you feel about summoning spells, DM?
I enjoy summoning spells.
Excellent. I was gonna pick up one of the newer ones that's a single creature, not multiple creatures, so it shouldn't be too much of a hassle anyway.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've always been a little sad that there aren't more summoning spells in D&D, and that a lot of them are like the big ones that take time.
Well, Tasha's introduced a bunch of new ones, and that it was one of the ones Tasha's, which I'm sure once you look over them, you'll know exactly which one I'm picking.
Summon aberrant.
Yup. An aberration. Or aberrant spirit, or whatever it's called. Also, I got a new invocation and swapped out one of my old ones, so my book can do a lot more now.
I've always wanted to play a Warlock of the Tome. And I intended to do that with one of the old characters that I did under Isaac, but then I switched it out.
They're definitely not the most optimized for combat, but they're very versatile, and that makes it fun, in my opinion.
Oh, what
Like, for
are...
example, Pact of the Tome Warlocks. For example, next session, the Herald is going to be offering to let each of you write your names in the book if you want.
I'm trying to remember what that does without me needing to look it up, because I look through the Pact of the Tomes so often, but I can't remember.
There's two different ones that require that. One requires me to be level 9, so I don't have that one yet, but I did pick up the other one. I'm definitely going to be getting that one when I get to level 9, though, because it is really freaking good.
I'm going to go now. I'm going to end the stream here. Anybody watching? Thank you for... Oh, really, Mike?
Yeah.
Anybody watching? Thank you for watching.
One more
Anybody who watches or watched, thank you for doing so. Have a wonderful day. You son of a bitch.
Who would watch one of our sessions?
At least 4 people.
Though unfortunately, I can't get everybody's in the party's name in the book yet, because it's equal to my proficiency bonus, so it'll probably be the 3 the Herald was with